let's get back into this. Waffles did have to step away for a little bit, so we will. I will be taking over for a little bit. He shouldn't be gone too long though. So, but to start this off, we're gonna get to the next witness, and which I think is my character anyway. So it's not like you're missing too much here. So, huh? You're done with me, but I haven't proved anything yet. You've proven your own incompetence. That's good enough. That doesn't sound good at all. Bailiff, bring the next witness into the courtroom. 1 second. I want to... something else I was trying to do earlier. Not... Okay. Finally, time for the next detective to make his appearance, huh? One second is one drip of the coffee pot. Let's hurry it up. Shh, silence. Now I see. It's all becoming clear. What's clear? Savai. The truth has once again been elegantly revealed to me. What we have here is a judge and a prosecutor. A coffee maniac at that. Am I correct? Well, yes, that's right. Not bad. Not bad at all. You're the first... Oh, okay, cool.
I hope I didn't miss too much.
No, you, just started. Missed, a couple lines.
Right. You're the first person that's ever been able to penetrate my secret veil.
Yeah, Luke just got on the stand and was like, you're a prosecutor and you're a judge.
Nice.
Yeah, yep, we knew that.
So Luke Atmey also said, oh, this prosecutor is, the best.
Yeah, he did,
so,
yeah.
So...
But he's never done a case before, so I don't know where that's coming from, but...
Exactly. So what? Has he never solved a crime before? He's like, well, there's never been a crime I haven't solved. But
apparently Edgeworth approves of him, so... Maybe it's just that, he just recently come out of training and his, all of his training has been so perfect. I don't know.
No clue, dude. I guess we'll see. Maybe there'll be some more context to this. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, Sir Prosecutor, let me introduce myself. My name is Luke Atmey, ace detective and rising star illuminating the heavens. And then you can take on, huh?
Boy, these two make a perfect pair.
They'd either be best friends or they tear each other's heads off. I've heard that on the night of the crime, you were all alone on security detail. You have heard correctly. My specially made monocle is worth more than 100 Detective Gumshoes. If Detective Gumshoes was worth anything, that is. Why was this guy all by himself anyway? There must be some reason, I'm sure of it. Well then, tell us what this special monocle of yours has witnessed. It was approximately 1 o'clock in the morning, just after the date changed. That's when my nemesis, the infamous Masked Mask, dancingly descended upon me. Just as I began to turn, the coward struck a fierce blow upon my noble head. Darkness swallowed me before I could land a single strike. When I awoke, he was gone. 30 minutes later, I used an emergency phone to notify the police. So, you didn't get a clear look at the criminal? My specially made monocle never misses a thing. However, that is limited to things that fall within my own visual range. But of course, that's only natural. I fail to see why the witness seems so proud of his performance that evening. Well, sir, old-timer, let me explain. We are not speaking of any ordinary thief, but of the king of thieves, the great Masked Mask, my arch-enemy. That is why my instincts and my years of experience tell me. Very well. Proceed with the cross-examination, Mr. Wright. Okay. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lines. Okay.
There's something suspicious about Detective Atmey. How could he not have noticed when the thief came in?
Also, he says he was knocked unconscious before he could fight back. That can't be right. It contradicts the evidence.
Huh? Which piece? Oh, I got it. Okay.
The real question is, why would he tell such an obvious lie?
Okay, I got it.
Yep. Okay, so we're press. So that would be 1 o'clock on the morning of the 12th, correct? That's an impressive deduction, Sir Lawyer. You were on security duty that night. Where exactly were you at the time? A penetrating question. I was in the basement warehouse near the computer. Near the computer, huh? So then you weren't trying to remain hidden, I take it. I think you follow the real Matt on guard. That's fantastic. Okay. Up to this point, I have tried to remain concealed while waiting for the thief. Yeah, he said the same thing yesterday, too.
Gumshoe also said that they've never spotted the thief at the crime scenes before.
Precisely. That is precisely why I chose not to hide last night. I knew that by not concealing myself, I would be putting pressure on the thief. Looks like the thief was the one applying pressure on your pigeony head, that is. In any case, dancingly descended from where exactly? Well, from the entrance, I suppose. Where else? But in actuality, he neither danced nor descended. Someone please save me. So how is it that you didn't notice the thief? My eyes were looking for the thief's shadow while my ears listened for his footfalls. But even so, the dastardly criminal managed to sneak up on me. Can only be due to his subtly camouflaged cape and soft-soled shoes. Hereby W. Ace Dunce. I need to drink so much more water when I'm doing Luke. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
The fun voice. It is exhausting, Mom. You didn't see the criminal's face when that happened? Well, that's the difficult part. How should I put it? I saw his mask. That's all I can recall. That's not very solid as far as testimony goes. However, fortunately, I had my third monocle, security camera, at the ready. It captured his image perfectly. This should be sufficient, I believe. Well, as long as his photo is authentic, I don't see a problem here. Well, Mr. Godot, do you have a problem with this photo? Good, then let's continue with the testimony. Well, me before giving a single strike. Attacked and knocked down unconscious, and you weren't able to do a thing? That's certainly some very impressive detective work. Well, Sir Lawyer, have you ever been suddenly struck on the head? Huh? Well, actually, yes. By a fire extinguisher. And what happened? I was knocked out.
And you lost your memory too.
You see, you have no right to look down on me then, do you? The only reason I didn't lose my memory is because I have more brains to begin with. You may have brains, but the wiring to the self-reflection part seems to be severed. In any case, that was how I was knocked senseless, and then... Later used emergency phone. Okay. About this 30 minutes. My silver cord was loosened, and my soul fled to the golden halls of Elysium.
As usual, I have no idea what this guy is saying.
I think he's saying that he was out cold. So, what happened during these 30 minutes? No one can say, Your Honor. That span of time has truly vanished into the ether. Guess what is he going on about? Okay.
Something's
Yeah. So now we have to contradict something. So, swallow me before I can land a single strike. When I woke, oh wait, just as I began, I struck a fierce blow upon my noble head. Okay, so that is incorrect. Statue of the Founder was moved. Entering the crime with a blow to the back of the head. So were you thinking were you thinking about this?
I was actually thinking whatchamacallit? The next statement. I think
the
it's the
next
next
statement. Follow me before I could land a single strike. When I awoke, he was gone.
Yeah,
okay,
yeah. He said before he can react.
Yeah,
because
but
hold on, what was it they said? They said, oh, where he because I think when you went through everything, they said he didn't react, like he didn't do anything. That's odd. Because if you remember, they said that emblem thing, that thing from his chest was ripped off.
Oh, that's right.
That's my line.
Statue. Looks like it was torn off of some clothing. That's right. And if it was found near the statue, that makes sense, because that's where the sword was originally.
Yeah, so that's why I was thinking, like, when they said, oh, like, he didn't react at all, like, that's an obvious lie. Like, that's what made me think.
Yeah, okay. Mr. Atmey, did you take a look at this with that special monocle of yours? Ah, this belongs to the criminal mastermind, my arch nemesis, Mask de Mask. It is in point of fact, Mask de Mask's brooch. It was found on the floor of the basement warehouse. I wonder how that happened. Ah, elementary, my dear lawyer. Obviously, it wasn't glued on well enough. Not quite. Clearly shows signs of having been ripped off a piece of clothing. Ripped off? Aha! We can only deduce that the thief struggled with someone that night. That's the only thing I can think of. And there was only one person that was in a position to have a struggle with the thief. The only person that was on security duty that night. You, Detective Atmey. Death. Detective Atmey, you must have fought with the thief that night. So why did you lie in your testimony to the court? Witness, giving false testimony is a serious crime. No. Wait just a moment, sir, old-timer. Don't talk to me like I'm living in a nursing home. I just remembered, Your Honor. I was just confused because I've been dealing with so many cases lately.
The true measure of a man is in the amount of work he does. That's what I always say.
Nick, you can only handle one case at a time. Isn't that right?
You talk too much. Witness, so what are you saying now? Are you now saying that you and the thief fought?
Hold on. That's quite enough, Your Honor.
Excuse me?
Save the big questions for the testimony. That's one of my rules.
Indeed, I understand. I, Luke Atmey, agree completely. Indeed, it's true that I looked away from the door for a brief moment. However, Luke Atmey cannot be so easily discombobulated. Unfortunately, the thief grabbed a weapon from the side and rendered me senseless. A true gentleman fights only with his own fists, but they were not enough. His first blow struck true, bam, and that's all she wrote. So in the end, you did catch a glimpse of Mask to Mask? Correct. It was during his third crime that he struck me from behind. Seems that my memory has become a tad jumbled, so to speak. Well, that's certainly understandable. I myself always get confused about which testimony goes with which case. That can't be good.
Oh, what do you think, Nick?
Well, there's one thing that I'm absolutely sure of now.
Yeah, what is it?
This Luke Atmey guy, he's definitely hiding something.
But why?
I think I'm starting to figure out what really happened that night. About the true nature of this detective.
And that he sucks? Yeah.
Yeah,
think-
yeah,
yeah.
probably. Probably that. Okay. So why did you look away from the door anyway? In addition to the camera, I'd prepared a variety of other sensors as well. The alarm on one of those had gone off, so I had to check the data. That's why I went to the computer. Elegantly, of course. So you were momentarily vulnerable when you were working on the computer. What should I do? Should I ask some more questions? Well, the sensor. What kind of sensors are you talking about? There are other places in the basement that someone could enter and exit from. There are air conditioner ducts, sewer pipes, and a cat door as well. I hooked up heat detecting infrared and ultraviolet sensors to each of them. It's a lot of hardware. Was it all yours? Lordly Taylor department store was kind enough to provide the monitoring hardware. Naturally, the security camera that took the photo belongs to them as well. In other words, he couldn't have rigged the equipment, huh? Has that cleared up any doubts you had about me, Sir Lawyer? Okay, I'm gonna go back and check the other option. Something I feel like I don't do often enough with these.
Yeah.
Definitely screwed us over on one or two things last case, so.
Mm-hmm.
So did that computer belong to Lordly Taylor as well? Correct. Well, except for the program that manages the data. That was specially designed by me, Luke Atmey. In that case, he could have easily manipulated the data. What's wrong, Sir Lawyer? Okay. Luke Atmey cannot be... Okay. What does that mean? Discombobulated. Young people these days, they really irritate me. They all have perfectly good old words to die until everyone forgets what they mean. Sorry, but what exactly does it mean anyway? Now I've forgotten. What was I saying? Jeez, it's better than old people who forget what they were saying 5 seconds ago.
Looks like we've cleared that up. You can go on with your testimony.
Okay. What do you mean by weapon from the side? Naturally, the thief had no idea that I, Luke Atmey, was hiding in the area. He grabbed the sword from the statue that was standing by the door to the warehouse. Sword? You mean the sword that was all twisted like a tree branch? Yeah. Correct. Fortunately for me, the blade was not sharp. Okay, so he is talking about the Shishishito. So the thief armed himself with a sword, and what about yourself, witness? Gentleman fights only with his fists. Okay. You had that much faith in your own fighting abilities? But of course, in college, I was the second in charge of the boxing club. I'm sorry if I failed to find that appropriately impressive. However, my opponent in the ring this time was my arch nemesis, Mask to Mask. That is a real piece of work. Can you tell us a little more about what happened? My opponent was both powerful and vicious. You might say he was powericious. Powericious. I assumed the Atmey fighting stance, but a sudden flash of light blinded me. That, of course, was checkmate. My opponent had bested me. What do I do now? Should I ask more about this? So what was this flash of light that blinded you? I was bathed in a golden light. It seemed to come from the statue of the woman. Statue of Ami Faye, I'm guessing.
Well, that wasn't very much help at all.
Okay, now
Well,
we're looping
what do you
back.
think, Nick? Well, there was also one other statement in the last that you didn't when you press.
Yes. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Okay. Atmey fighting style. I don't think this will bring us anything useful, but we should check it anyway. What is this Atmey fighting style? I'm sorry, but that's a trade secret. I really can't say any more. But I suppose I can tell you if I absolutely must. The main thing is to put your back to the wall. That way, no one can get behind you. That's it. That's the Atmey fighting style. Well, Mr. Wright, what about that testimony? Ooh, interesting. There's the only
well, the
thing.
fact that it's asking you, I feel like it would be.
Yes, but it also maybe because the thing is, it's like normally it's like okay, go to the contradiction, but this time it's like it's giving me an out. So I think maybe not. But also, I'm trying to think. The only thing that really jumped out to me from that was the thing about the golden light and that him being blinded.
Okay.
I'm actually gonna do a save here.
Yeah, definitely doesn't hurt.
I'm gonna say it was a waste of time. Well, I guess it's true that Atmey was knocked senseless after all. Better ask him about something else instead. Oh, that was specifically about the Atmey fighting style. For some reason, I thought that was the testimony as a whole. Okay, maybe I will go back and pick the other option then. I'd say it was important. Of course it's important. We've learned a detective's secret technique, after all. Yes, indeed. I'll remember to use it if I ever take a walk alone at night. Why the heck is he eyeballing me like that? It's creeping me out. Now then, witness. We'll go ahead and add that secret information to your official testimony.
Huh.
Okay. There we go. I put my back to the wall to fight, but the thief's blow landed upon my third eye. Ah, now we have a contradiction. He was struck on the back of the head.
Was he? Oh, yep. Yeah. Hey, good thing you went back then.
Yeah. This is why you always exhaust your options. Detective Atmey, your testimony is crumbling like a house of cards. What fun this is, Sir Lawyer. It is truly a pleasure to cross swords with you. And now, once again, you have thrown down the gauntlet at my armored feet. I believe this is what you said yesterday. No, the coward must have wormed his way in through somewhere besides the door. Then my arch nemesis struck me on the head from behind with this gruesome item here. From behind, huh? But just now, you testified that he struck you on the forehead. I hardly think you could forget where you were hit on the head. Ugh. It seems I've made another mistake. Detective Atmey, that's not the only strange part of your testimony. What do you mean by that? For example, the very fact that you hid the calling card from the police itself is strange. It's almost as if you were afraid they were going to help with security. Ugh. Geniuses such as myself have always been misunderstood. How sad. That's wrong. Oh, shit. Did you hear that?
Yeah, he does have a deep voice.
It's human. To forgive is divine.
Close enough.
Eh, whatever. I'm not here for accuracy, man.
I mean, that's fair.
Humans aren't machines. They have souls, feelings. They live, they die, they love, they hate, and yes, they even make mistakes.
Yeah, but I mean, a mistake here can lead an innocent person into jail.
Yeah, it's true.
No?
Hey, hold on. It's not as pretty as that.
Really? What is it like that?
Slamming his coffee down.
That's terrific.
Always chase a riddle down to the end. That's one of my rules.
This is it. This might just be my chance to turn things around. Mr. Wright, what exactly is it that you're asserting? Very well, Your Honor. The defense asserts that... No, it's taking of this Mr. Atmey is fake. Mr. Atmey is mask to mask. Let's see. I don't know. I kind of want to see what all these options are.
Yeah.
I think this top answer might be the correct answer.
I feel like it is, because remember like what I was saying with like how the detective and the prosecutor are very similar. So maybe he's like no detective. Like, you know, like this might be his first case. He's like, oh, I'm the best detective because like I've never, like, he might be like, oh well, just like the prosecutor said, well, I've never lost a case. Maybe Atmey's like, well, I've never not solved the case. You know what I mean? So maybe the first option is the correct one. So
yeah, I think it's maybe more something like, I don't know that I think he's involved with yeah, I want to say that he's maybe an accomplice to mask or something, but at the same time, why would he have fought the guy?
yeah,
Well,
but
unless
I
that
think
was part
at
of
least
their
the middle
cover.
one is a safe, like, wrong answer. If
Yeah, let's start
since
with that,
we want to see
then.
what all the options.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. This witness isn't Luke Atmey. He's a fake. So now it's not just mask to mask. You're saying I am a fake too. A detective can never be as forgetful as this guy.
Imposters like you are often suspicious of others as well.
Really? This is too much. Next you'll be calling me a fake too. Mr. Wright, what exactly is that you're asserting? If it asserts that, then I'm going to try this one. Okay, so I think that was the right answer because the music
Wait,
stopped.
really?
So I'm going to try the other one.
What the? Damn, I
Truth
was
is,
sure the
this
first one.
witness is no ace detective at all. So then what exactly are you saying that I am? Well, an average detective? I don't really see the relevance of that.
What are you doing, Nick? Were you going on the attack to go on the attack?
I was planning on it, but it looks like I'm the one who got attacked instead. Think harder next time. Okay, now I'm gonna load.
Really? Wow.
Just take my health back. Just give me my health back, you know? Might as well.
Yeah.
Okay. The answer is simple. It's all clear to me now. Detective Luke Atmey's true identity is actually Mask to Mask. Yeah. What a wild face.
Yeah.
Order in the court. Mr. Wright, what is the meaning of this? There are too many unnatural parts to Mr. Atmey's story. He says he was hiding at the crime scenes, which is why no one ever saw him there. And then in his last case, he manages to outperform Detective Gumshoe and the entire police force to miraculously retrieve the stolen treasure. That's because I analyzed the crime scene data and made an exquisitely elegant deduction. Picked up clues that the police overlooked in order to arrive at a... Oh, please. The explanation is far simpler than that, Detective Atmey. The truth is that you are, in fact, Mask to Mask. But Mr. Wright, this photo, it clearly shows Mask to Mask. The security camera belongs to Lordly Taylor Department Store. He shouldn't have been able to manipulate it. He didn't need to manipulate it. He gained access to the warehouse under the pretense of providing security. And he simply dressed up as the thief and stole the urn. So the ace detective is actually an ace thief. Is this true, witness? The mask's MO is pure genius, and so am I, Luke Atmey, ace detective. You're very clever to have come to such a conclusion. I'm impressed, Sir Lawyer. What? Witness, you're admitting it.
Nick, now's your chance.
Yes, time to put the last nail in this guy's coffin. Detective Atmey, when you assumed the thief's identity...
Terrific.
That's great.
Godot, Blend 102. My personal favorite.
Mr. Godot.
The ace detective is actually an ace thief. I smell a best-selling novel. There's only one problem. It simply isn't true.
I like how his hand is like on the counter as if
Yeah.
like he's still holding a mug.
Yeah, I was literally thinking the same thing. I'm like, is another mug about to slide into place?
Yeah. Like he just keeps throwing mugs and a new one just comes appearing.
Yep. Well, Von Karma has a whip. He's got coffee.
Yep.
But Mr. Godot, Mr. Wright has made some very strong points, and I
will admit my opponent has woven a compelling narrative out of whole cloth. But it is, in fact, nothing more than a patchwork quilt, Mr. Troy. If this detective really is the thief, then show us the proof of your claim. It had better be as hot and as perfect as the coffee dripping down your face.
Well, Mr. Wright, don't just stand there. This court would like to see this decisive proof you have, quickly. Huh? Oh, yes, of course. What's the big rush?
Are you alright, Nick?
Atmey looks pretty rattled right now. I'd like to finish this right now if I can. But can I really do it? Decisive evidence that proves Mr. Luke Atmey is in fact Mask to Mask. Let's see something. Found in Ron's room. You don't want your true identity revealed to the world. Come to KB Security William. I'll take that red diamond you received the other day instead. Is this tied to that? I don't know. I think this stuff isn't coming into play yet. Well, okay, so here's the thing. The photo was taken before 1 a.m. I mentioned that earlier.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's relevant here.
Can you save? Just yeah.
On top of it, is right here. Let's say we do have it. As usual, the defense comes prepared, Your Honor. Very well then, let's see what you've got. Please present proof that Master Mask is actually Mr. Luke Atmey. Syria will be coming to witness Mask, okay? Nothing in that specifically. Knocked Atmey, storm entrance. The blackmail letter is the only thing I can think of, but I don't know how that proves anything. profiles. Let's look at.
Yeah, I mean,
Anyway. Oop, that is not what I meant to do. Here's your proof. What do you think, Mr. Godot?
It looks to me like Mr. Trey is still a mite sleepy.
Oh, there it is.
and perfect.
Perhaps you'd like a big mug of my special good old blend. Well,
No, thanks. I'm fine, really. Okay, that's
I think
fine.
it's instead of losing life, he should have just gotten a coffee cup slapped in his face.
Right? Another mistake like that, and I'm through. Without some decisive evidence, I could be risking everything here. Okay, it's giving me a chance to back out. I don't think I have this evidence. So I'm just going to back out.
Because the fact that it's giving you a chance seems like it's trying to make you like reconsider, like you don't have what you.
Yeah, I think if it's so generally it's like there are times where it's like, do you have the evidence? And it'll be like, okay, I do. If it gives you a choice to back out after presenting wrong evidence, usually I feel like it means it's telling you, no, you don't have the evidence. And also, I don't know how any of that evidence pieces this together, so I think we just don't.
Yeah, you're right. Because usually, if you choose you do, it would just go back to the list of.
Yeah, exactly. Proof. I've got nothing.
huh, just what I thought. A man has to hold his head up high no matter how bad things get, after all.
Ugh. I see. I thought perhaps you had some evidence to back up your assertion. This is no good. I've got to stay on the attack. I'll never get another chance to prove that this guy is the thief.
Don't give up, Nick. Think harder and try again.
It's no good. I'm just not ready yet.
But are you going to just give up and let us lose this? Hell yeah.
So, you've come to your senses, have you, Sir Lawyer? I can't think of a counterattack at all. It seems the cloud of suspicion surrounding this witness is lifted. Mr. Godot, if you have anything further to add, then... Who? Who are you? That doesn't really matter right now, does it? Miss Delite, what are you doing here? Nicky boy, the thing you've been looking for. I think I found it. You mean that bag? No, not the bag. What's in the bag? Well, that's...
The secret urn, Nick. It's the urn.
Order, order, order. You, madam. That urn, where did you find it? You'll never believe it. It was in the office of Mr. Fancy Pants Detective Luke Atmey.
Oh, Dazzy, you're the best!
Well, how do you explain that one, Mr. Atmey? Even you are going to have a hard time weaseling out of this one.
Pathetic.
Mr. Godot, do you have something you wish to say?
Yes, Your Honor. It simply amazes me how quickly times change. In the old days, a man was to be taken at his word. It's truly sad.
Yep. Yeah.
You're
Back then, murderers got away with everything because
Yeah, it's
they
great.
just said, "Nope, it wasn't me."
Oh, well, you're a man. I'll take you at your word. A woman, on the other hand, that all bets are off. You're still denying that Mr. Atmey was involved.
Before casting aspersions at Detective Atmey, consider the young lady here.
Well, see, yeah, you're right. See that?
Yeah.
Your name is Desiree. Desiree Delite, is that correct?
Yes, what about it?
Oh, charming. The lengths that a woman is willing to go to save her husband is truly inspiring.
What are you insinuating?
As the wife of a criminal, you could have discovered the stolen urn anywhere, including the office of the good detective here. So, you found the urn. What does that prove? It certainly doesn't prove where the urn was before you found it.
What? I just brought it here from the detective's office.
Please, madame. This town is already filled to the brim with lies.
And he literally just said, remember the good old days when a man would be taken at his word? And now he accuses this person of lying.
Well,
It's just
you
like,
know,
where
she's
did
a
that
woman.
come? Well, yeah, that's right. She's a woman. So, of course, you can't trust her words. That's the good old days he wants to go back to, I guess.
yeah, yeah. That's pretty messed up.
Anymore could only compound the tragedy we have been witness to.
You're wrong. I would never do such a thing. Mr. Light, please, Nicky boy, you gotta help me talk some sense into these people. There must be some way. Gotta prove that urn was actually in the Atmey Detective Agency.
Well, if there's fingerprints on the end, then that would definitively, you know.
Okay, yes, but I did see the bag yesterday. Like, we did see that bag in there. Now, the thing about the fingerprints is, yes, if there are fingerprints, but we don't know that there are fingerprints on the urn. So, I think all we can do is this, but maybe that's the right answer. We'll see. We'll try this first.
What's wrong? Isn't it your job to come up with something to say?
Yeah, come on. Should be easy to prove. After all, we checked out that bag, didn't we?
You're right. I remember doing that. Whatever was in there, it was hard and round, and smooth, too.
Yes, it must have been the urn. It must have.
But I never actually saw it with my own eyes. Atmey walked in just when I was about to have a look at it. So even if it was the urn in there, I can't testify that it was.
You're right.
It looks like I was wrong about you, Mr. Trite. In this town overflowing with lies, there's still a single flickering candle of truth.
Nicky boy. Well, it's true that I never actually saw the urn, but maybe I can still testify about it from another angle. What about it, Mr. Wright? Have you given up yet? There must be some way. Gotta prove that urn was actually in the Atmey Detective Agency. Okay, well, there we go. Then we show the fingerprints. I can prove where the urn was by the fingerprints on it. Fingerprints, eh? Oh, come now. Now you're really making me laugh, Sir Lawyer. Fingerprints indeed. May I go on? Good. Now, which would be perfectly understandable if my fingerprints were on the urn. After all, it was I who was guarding that urn in the first place. In any case, I'm always in the habit of wearing gloves, you can see. So unfortunately, my fingerprints wouldn't be evidence of anything. What about it, Mr. Wright? This witness's fingerprints would mean nothing anyway.
Nick, what are you going to do now?
I'm too far to turn back now. Atmey must have brought the urn back to his office yesterday. And there, I'm sure, someone must have left their fingerprints on it. The defense proposes the fingerprints of this person should be on the urn. So he said they said that Luke's fingerprints don't matter because he's the detective. The defense proposed that this person's fingerprints should be on the urn. Brought it back to the detective agency. Phoenix touched it. Wouldn't his fingerprints be on it? Yes. Yes, they would.
Would be so.
Actually, that might be the answer. That might be the answer, because then we can say, like, we thought we touched it when we were in there. And we did that and that would prove that we were telling the truth about that. So that might actually be it.
Yeah.
So what is all this fuss about fingerprints anyway? Mr. Atmey, do you recall the events of yesterday?
Hey, Nick, come on. Open it up.
Hey, wait a minute. We can't just open his private property.
Don't be such a fuddy-duddy. This is an important investigation. Well, what's in there?
Hang on a sec. I'm taking it out now. Whatever it is, it feels kind of hard and smooth. Well, hello there. It's true that I didn't get a chance to look in the bag at the time, but I did touch what was inside. What? You touched it? And I remember it very well. It was smooth and hard. Well, that was just... Your Honor, I'd like the court to examine the fingerprints on that urn. If my fingerprints are on there, then it proves that the urn was at Detective Atmey's office.
And it proves that I'm the mask.
Yes.
Well, even if your fingerprints are on her, it still doesn't prove when they were put there, does it?
Of course it does.
What did you say?
It's not what I say, but what Adrian Andrews, the person in charge of the exhibition, said. I polished it until it was just about glowing. I thought maybe I could make it look more valuable. If she polished it that much, she must have removed any and all fingerprints on it. And the only chance I had to get my fingerprints on it after that was yesterday at the Atmey Detective Agency.
Huh. This blend. No, blend 107. I decided. It's a little too bitter after all.
His fucking mask smoking.
That's funny. His eyes are flickering.
Order, order, order. I accept the defense's request. Bailiff, take this urn and... Wait. Wait a moment, Your Honor. There's no need for that. No need, you say? Precisely. I already know Mr. Wright's fingerprints are on the urn. What are you saying? Yes, I've finally broken him down. Take a good look, everyone. Unable to find a rival worthy of my genius, I was forced to create one by myself. Here I am, the tragic clown.
This guy's nuttier than a fruitcake.
You see, it was me all along. I'm the one and only Mask to Mask. I hope you will enjoy my little performance. Well, Mr. Godot, what's Mr. Atmey's condition?
He's still in the lobby, laughing insanely, Your Honor. I wish I could enjoy the joke as much as he seems to be.
Well, it looks like the matter has been settled. I came perilously close to besmirching the record of an innocent young man. Besmirching him with the title of thief.
Nick, you were right after all.
Yeah, I guess Mr. Delite really wasn't the thief. What finds the defendant, Mr. Ron Delite?
Wrong. Wrong, I tell you. I mean... Not
not exactly wrong so much, but actually, not right is what I was really trying to say.
Oh no, he's not. This can't be happening.
The thief. The sneaky, odious thief who's been stealing all the treasures. It's me. I'm him. I'm the one you want. I'm the thief, I tell you. Don't do it. Pronounce me guilty, please.
I don't know what kind of a kangaroo court you all think this is, but your identity of the thief has already been proven. Please hurry and pass judge.
What are you talking about? I already confessed. I'm the thief, I tell you.
Mr. Godot, don't just stand there drinking coffee.
Huh. Hey there, Mr. Thief. Yes, sir. If you're really a man, then clean up your own mess. I'm sorry. I'm afraid I just don't have any idea what you mean.
You know, it's funny because, hold on, he's literally wearing the exact same outfit. I don't know why I didn't really pick up on that before, till we had to analyze the outfit. It's just like, I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know where we're going with this.
Yeah, If you are Mask to Mask, then prove it. That's what it means. Yes, sir. I'll be happy to.
Okay, and so it looks like we're gonna get testimony from Ron now, but we will do that next time because I didn't realize how long we've been going on this one. So, yeah.